You got me. Most of you probably think I'm a huge Apple fanboy, and you wouldn't be wrong. Would you believe me if I told you I was an Android fanboy first? Actually, my first smartphone was an LG Ally, and then I quickly became obsessed with Samsung, starting my journey with the Galaxy S4, S5, Note 4, and then even a Galaxy S7 Edge before finally giving Google a chance with the original Pixel. I actually loved my Pixel so much, I bought the Pixel 2 XL in that sick panda colorway and absolutely loved it. So what happened? Well, that could be a story for a different day, but what's more important is that now I have the Pixel 7 Pro, and boy, did I miss it. All right, for context, I'm not switching to Android for my personal device, simply because too much of my business operates through the Apple ecosystem, including my credit card, so switching to Android full bore would be tough, to say the least. However, that doesn't mean I won't be carrying the Pixel around along with my 14 Pro Max. The reason is because immediately after opening the Pixel, I was filled with nostalgia. It's been nearly 6 years since my last Android device, and they've come such a long way. Not to mention the fact that it's just refreshing. After using iOS for so long, no matter what Apple does to the physical device, it all starts feeling the same after a while. So here we are, and so far, my first impression is simply wow. The Pixel 7 Pro is literally the smartest phone I've used, and I've used it for all of an hour. I wrote this script at 4 a.m. this morning. It was that good of an impression. Not only are the colors of the Pixel itself so fresh and inviting, but the software experience is just so Google. Primarily the built-in tips that help you navigate all the fancy controls and settings without having to, well, Google them. Wait, would you still be Googling them if you have a Google phone still giving you the tips? I don't know. All right, so let's just cover the basics before I completely fanboy out here. The Pixel 7 Pro comes in 3 colors. This excellent hazel color, a silver color, and of course, black. It has a 6.7-inch QHD OLED LTPO display that runs as fast as 120 Hz or as slow as 10 Hz to save battery, just like the iPhone. It has Google's own, I can't stress that enough, Tensor G2 processor, which upon first use is extremely snappy and smooth because if you remember, back in the day, Qualcomm practically was inside every Android phone. It has USB-C fast charging and wireless charging as well as reverse charging. Yes, reverse, meaning you can charge other devices by sitting them on the back of the Pixel. Apple, take note. To be fair, Google isn't the first to do this, but regardless, it's a feature all smartphones in the $1,000 plus category should have, in my opinion. Strangely enough, the back of the Pixel does have magnets. It'll cling to MagSafe batteries like this Anker 633 MagGo, but not enough to keep it secure. So safe to say, MagSafe accessories likely won't work well on the Pixel, but well enough in a pinch. A couple things I noticed almost immediately are the super smooth round edges on the front glass, almost like the S7 Edge. Below the front glass is also a fingerprint scanner, which I think is great and think Apple should most definitely include, even though they won't, simply because it's just more convenient. The Pixel also does have Face ID to an extent through the hole punch front camera, but it's not going to be as accurate or as secure as Apple's, as the Pixel is lacking some sensors to make that possible. Around the back is the ominous Visor that by this point you either love or hate. I personally think it's dope, and it reminds me a lot of the old Nexus days and keeps the phone from having the death wobble when sitting on flat surfaces. Looking at you, iPhone. The Visor houses 3 cameras, which, by the way, is interesting because with the original Pixel, Google was so confident in their software that they believed you only needed 1 camera. And to be honest, at the time, they were right. Of course, times have changed, but rest assured, the Pixel is even more capable today now that it has 3 new cameras that let you do some super cool things like long exposure, amazing stabilization tricks, and more. If you want to see a full rundown of the camera on the Pixel, make sure to get subscribed as I plan to pit the Pixel against the iPhone to see which smartphone camera is king. For now, all you need to know is that the ultra-wide camera is 12 megapixels, the wide or main camera is a whopping 50 megapixels, and the super telephoto camera is 48 megapixels. The Pixel is made of what you'd expect for a phone in 2022. Glass and metal. However, while the enclosure is made from 100% recycled aluminum, thumbs up for that, it is still aluminum, which will scratch and bend easier than, say, the stainless steel on the iPhone, but time will tell as I don't currently plan to put a case on the Pixel. Let me know in the comments below if you think I should get a case or how long you think it'll last before it's completely banged up. As far as software, of course, the Pixel is running Android 13 in its most pure form, which is the best form of Android, in my opinion. It comes with no bloatware unless you include Google's own apps to be bloatware, which in this case then does have some preloaded apps, but it's the ones you'd likely download anyway, so it's not a big deal. Again, my favorite thing so far is the awesome guided process that Google has to teach you how to take advantage of all the cool things the Pixel can do, and not in an intrusive way, but in a very light, hand-holding way. Far better than, say, loading screen tips you see in some video games. The Pixel actually guides you through things and shows you what different things do, which to someone who hasn't used a Pixel in some time is extremely useful. I mean, you pay $900 to $1,200 for a phone these days. Don't you want to know what's new and what you can do with it? Exactly. Not to mention people who aren't as tech savvy and need a little help as they explore their new phone. Major props to Google for making the Pixel a fun experience with tons of discoverability and ease of use, making anyone feel like a techie, even if just for a minute. Even the color scheme of your phone changes depending on your wallpaper. Like, dude, even the G logo when you boot the phone changes color. I love it. Somehow Google made the Pixel feel human. And I guess that's what makes the Pixel feel so special. It may not be the highest performing or made from the most fancy materials, but what it lacks in those departments, it makes up for tenfold in software capability and user experience. I used to think iOS had the best UI, but after using Android 13 on the Pixel, I think my opinion may have just changed, but time will tell, because I actually bought a Google Fi plan just for this Pixel, so I could use it as my daily driver without losing my personal phone, so we'll see if my feelings hold up after a week or two. For now, though, I am super excited to dive into the Pixel. I genuinely haven't been this jazzed about a device in a long time, so expect some awesome content in the coming weeks. But that's going to be it for the Pixel 7 Pro. For now. Again, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, and as always, subscribe to see more content like this. Also, make sure to follow me on Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram to stay up to date on all things 24 Concept. Until then, see you in the next one. Peace.